Hey everyone, welcome to another Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here, because today we're tackling something that literally affects every single one of us. Whether you're just using a smartphone or working inside a massive organization, you need to hear this. Okay, let's dive into this. We're looking at going beyond the perimeter and building a true, multi-layered cybersecurity defense.
So let me ask you this. If your company has a firewall, are you fully protected? For decades, the tech industry kind of sold us this dream of a magical, impenetrable shield. Just buy the box, plug it in, and poof, hackers are kept at bay. Well, let's shatter that myth right out of the gate. I'm going to walk you through exactly why having just a firewall is absolutely not a guarantee of safety anymore. In fact, relying on it exclusively, it basically leaves your front door wide open.
Section 1. The Firewall Security Myth. To really get why this is happening, we first need to understand our baseline security.
So, what exactly is a firewall? Well, at its core, it's a network security system. It might be a physical piece of hardware humming away in a server room, or just software running right on your machine. But its main job is to monitor and filter traffic based on a set of security rules. It basically has to decide in a split second whether to trust or block data packets that are trying to get into or get out of your network.
Think of it like this. A firewall is like the front gate of a medieval castle. It's that massive, heavy wooden door designed to keep the loud, obvious invaders out. If an army is marching straight up to the walls, bam, the gate drops, the drawbridge goes up, and you're safe. It's fantastic at stopping blunt force attacks and blocking traffic we already know is bad. But, as history shows us, the most successful sieges rarely just knocked on the front door, right?
And that brings us to the real complication in our story. Section 2. What firewalls cannot stop. Let's look at what happens when threats don't even use the front door.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the contrast between what firewalls are actually built to do and how modern attacks work. Sure, they perfectly block unauthorized inbound connections, but what about the stuff that bypasses them entirely? Think about phishing, insider threats, or stolen passwords. I mean, if an attacker already has a legit password because they bought it on the dark web, the firewall just sees a completely trusted user logging in. It literally opens the front gate right up for them.
The list of dangers slipping right past that gate is actually kind of terrifying. We're talking malware hiding inside completely normal-looking email attachments. We've got social engineering attacks. Because let's be real, the most advanced firewall on the planet isn't going to stop a tired employee at 4 p.m. on a Friday from clicking a link promising free pizza in the break room. Then you have zero-day vulnerabilities, which are flaws the firewall doesn't even know exist yet, and misconfigured cloud services where your data's practically left out on the curb for anyone to grab.
Since that front gate clearly isn't cutting it anymore, our whole fundamental architecture really needs to evolve. Section 3. The Castle and Moat. See, for years, IT operated on this traditional castle and moat architecture. The idea was super simple. Trust absolutely no one outside the moat, but implicitly trust everyone inside the castle walls. Once you were in, you had the run of the whole place. But today, in a cloud-first world where we're working from coffee shops, airports, and our living rooms, that perimeter has completely dissolved. That's why we're shifting to modern zero-trust environments. And zero trust means exactly what it sounds like. Trust no one automatically, not even the people who are already inside the network.
Let's put it another way. In the old model, the firewall is basically just a bouncer at a nightclub. They stand at the door, they check your ID, they make sure you aren't on some banned list. But once you're actually inside the club, that bouncer has absolutely no idea what kind of mayhem you're causing on the dance floor. You're inside, so you're trusted. In today's digital landscape, that kind of blind trust is just a massive recipe for disaster.
Okay, let's make this incredibly concrete. Section 4. A real-world cyber attack. Let's look at a step-by-step breach.
Let's walk through this micro-narrative of how a real attack goes down. Step 1. A highly convincing phishing email lands right in an employee's inbox. Step 2. The employee clicks the link and inadvertently downloads a malicious payload, or maybe gives up their credentials. Step 3. Because this traffic was initiated from inside by a trusted user, the firewall is completely bypassed. It just waves the traffic right through. Now, if the firewall was your only defense, it's literally game over right here. But look at Step 4. This is where internal guards save the day. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, steps in to block the attacker from using that stolen password. Or maybe endpoint detection and response, EDR, catches the malware acting all suspicious on the laptop and instantly isolates it before it can spread anywhere else.
Surviving an attack like that requires a completely new approach. Section 5. Building multi-layered defense. We need defense in depth.
The industry term for this is defense in depth.
And it just means having multiple overlapping layers of security all working together to protect an organization. So we're taking our old castle analogy and we are upgrading it big time. We aren't just relying on a moat and a front gate anymore. Now we have an outer wall, an inner wall, patrolling guards, locked vaults, and surveillance systems. It's brilliant, because if one layer fails or gets bypassed by some clever attacker, the next layer is right there, ready to catch them.
Building a modern security stack means creating a true interlocking web of defense. You don't just buy one tool. You have EDR watching the computers, MFA protecting the logins, and email security gateways filtering out the bad links before they even have a chance to hit the inbox. You still have antivirus, for sure. You run security awareness training so your human firewall is strong. You implement rigorous patch management, maintain really secure backups for disaster recovery. You control exactly who has access to what with identity and access management, and you keep an eye on the whole shebang using network monitoring and SIM solutions.
But here's the secret that technology vendors usually leave out. Just implementing these tools is only half the battle. Section 6. Shared Security Responsibility. We really need a cultural shift.
Cybersecurity simply cannot be viewed as just a solo IT problem anymore. It requires active, shared responsibility across the board. Yes, of course, IT teams are absolutely critical for deploying and monitoring these systems, but employees, they're the ones who actually have to spot those phishing emails and use secure passwords. Management has to step up, provide the budget, and set the tone that security is a massive priority, not just some afterthought. And we also have to hold our vendors and partners to high standards, because a breach in their systems can so easily become a breach in ours. Literally, from the newest intern all the way up to the CEO, cybersecurity is an active, daily responsibility for every single person.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to take back to your own life and your own workplace. So what does this all mean for you? Does your organization rely on a single wall, or do you have a true layered defense? If you're still putting all your faith in the front gate of a firewall, you are leaving your most valuable data completely exposed to threats that can just walk right past the bouncer. It is absolutely time to embrace defense in depth. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go evaluate your own security layers today. Keep learning, stay secure, and I'll catch you in the next one.